So we did a defending tutorial. Now it's time to do an attacking tutorial. I think after 150 plus games, I have finally figured out how to play this game. I know it's an obscene amount of games, and I know I have a super team on my screen right now, but I qualified into Division 4 so I can compete in the FC Pro ladder, which we are currently top 9. And it was without this team. I only just bought this team yesterday, but I was playing with a free-to-play account and team before I qualified. But anyways, let's get into the attacking tutorial. This applies for all types of players, and if you guys want, I can make a video for the cheapest players and the team I used to get here into Division 4. But anyways, let's get straight into it. All right, so first game, my opponent has a pretty strong team. He's got Van Dijk, he's got good center backs, right? His forwards don't really matter because we're focusing on attack in this video. So this is a good example. I'm not the only one that has an expensive team, especially this high up. So on offense this year, you know, one thing I realized, if defending, you need to be very patient, then on attack, you have to be very patient as well. Why? Because you want people to move players out of position. We know incisive pass is super overpowered, as my opponent seems to be AFK right now. There we go. He's back. Anyways, so we know that incisive pass is very, very important. It is very overpowered, right? So we want to be able to utilize it as much as possible. So if we can get our opponent to move his players out of position, then we're going to be in a very, very good spot. If you're wondering what tactics I'm using, make sure to check out our tactics video. You guys can copy it down and copy the same tactics as us. But anyways, right, I'm patient again. Same thing as last year. However, it is a lot more difficult to kind of break down sometimes, right? Unless he moves a player out of position, because there's a lot of AI at the top of the box. However, counterattacks are a lot easier. So you usually want to actually, you know, make sure that on the counterattack, you're very, 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 very clinical. Otherwise, it's going to become very difficult and kind of a chore to break your opponent down, right? We win the ball here. We play it straight. We're triggering a run, right? If we wait, we have an easy run down the wing. And now we can take our space. If you guys watch my videos from last year, you know the corner play, right? We can recycle, set up the play. He's in a very awkward position here with some good left stick dribbling, right? We can try to find another pass to Bonmati and then have a nice finish into the box. Guys, if you hold R1 in the box, I discovered this the first day when I was playing a draft, and my first initial thoughts of the game, if you R1 past a defender, you are so much faster, right? For the first split like second. So if you get the ball in the box, R1, and if you think you can get in front of him, you get in front of him, and then you can take that shot. That's usually how I've been scoring my goals. That's how a lot of pros have been scoring their goals, and that's honestly the thing I've been conceding the most, because if you don't defend it, you're going to get cooked. And then if you do defend it and he switches directions, it's over. But anyways, we don't win the ball there. We stupidly give it away instead of being patient. Thank you. He gives us the ball. As we're building up the field, right, we want to make sure, take our time, play it to our cam. Once we have the ball with our cam, he's in an awkward position because his CDMs aren't in the way. And if he needs to defend, right, he switches to his center mids, but he needs to defend with his center backs, which ends up meaning he moves a player out of position. Then we could twist and turn, and we're trying to find the striker and find a situation where we can R1 pass. If you have players like a Gyökeres, an Isak, or some big tall players like even Osimhen, I coached somebody who was using Osimhen today. These types of players are so good to R1 pass players because they're physical, right? However, their dribbling might not be the best. They might not turn the best. However, they're very, very strong, so they rarely get bodied off the ball, right? As we win the ball here again, we're going to go up the field, right? You see how we're in an awkward position? I'm going to take my time. He has to switch to his CDM, but at this point, I've already played Shellen down the wing. And again, we're in a pretty good spot. If only I had just gotten that pass through his Frimpong was out of position, it would have been really good. So it seems like those transition plays are very strong. Everybody's just trying to hold their CDM. But if somebody, oh man, there's the R1 dribbling I was telling you guys about, right? I believe that's Openda. It's so hard to defend the R1 dribbles this year. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you create as many of those opportunities. But the most important thing, again, is we get the ball here with the cam. Players are out of position. When players are out of position, it's so easy to just play a simple through pass, and then we get the finish. We get a little bit lucky there. He moves his goalie late, and it ends up going through his legs. But again, it is very kind of counterattack heavy, but you kind of have to take advantage of those counterattacks when the opponent is struggling to find a CDM, because when he's struggling to find a CDM, you have acres of space. Once again, here we get it to Reinders and we get it to Bonmati. Here we have so much space. We can trigger a run to Shellen. He's forced to control one of his back four, and then once he controls one of his back four, it actually gives us a lot of time to go down the wing and find these opportunities. I just need to be a little bit more clinical. But that's what I'm looking for and what I'm looking to do. Corners also very, very strong. If you just take your time, maybe find an inside pass to Bonmati, to De Jong, over to Militao, and even Militao is scoring a goal. By the way, finishing, if you're struggling with it, I'm going to make that video next. Low driven. I recommend just low driven, pretty much everything. Eder Militao is low drivening with his weak foot, and he has probably, what, 50 something shooting? I don't know. We'll have to check. I have no idea what he shoots. That's his first goal for me at the club. So I'm telling you, it's the best way to score. It has those glitchy things, kind of like how Nico Williams scored. That's what you want to do, right? Again, Bonmati, we wait. R1 a little. His fullback got out of position. Now we have the ball with Nico Williams to Bonmati. And maybe I probably shouldn't have made that pass, but we get to Schellin and finesse. Other way to finish. Very, very strong. This is what you want to do. Top of the box. Doesn't need finesse plus. Finesse plus is just a little cherry on top if you want to get those extra little curve points and stuff. Anyways, we get the ball again to Bonmati. Bonmati's not very open, so we're going to go ahead and grab Nico Williams. And now we're in this position where we can just take our space down the line. We can relax. He's got the fullback. Nothing too crazy. And again, if we need to reset, we can go ahead and reset. There we go. Bonmati's on. We can R1 pass the defender. And look at that pace, right? I should have read the goalkeeper movement. He's been moving it, but I didn't end up doing it. I think we're going to end up getting a rage quit here. There we go. But you see, we're R1 dribbling past VVD. If he's not controlling VVD, or even if he was controlling VVD, that little, like, kind of blitz of pace is so good. And no, it's not just because I have a good player. Obviously, good players are going to do a lot better, but genuinely this year you can actually use worse players and they feel really good on the ball. They can pass, they can do stuff. The better players obviously feel better, but I actually think I'll be able to do a silver foot champs this year in comparison to last year. That was almost like the impossible challenge because even the gold cards can pass, right? So Bonmati has 85 pace. I know she's a little bit quicker, but players like Verts, who are stronger, bigger players, are very good. I got Sager in my pre-order pack and she's been incredible. She also can do the same thing. Dumornay, a little bit of a cheap beast. Guys, if you guys have Messi, Messi's kind of a cheap beast as well. He's like 20 something K. Very, very good card. I know I have some expensive like players and stuff here, but I'll make a cheap beast team. This objective player right here, Naz, she's incredible. But anyways, let's find the second game and let's continue to apply these things. And I promise you guys, you're gonna start scoring more goals. All right, guys, we found the second game in Rivals. By the way, I haven't lost a single game in Rivals either. I think we're on a 20-0 streak, so we're kind of cooking in Rivals. Might have to rush to Elite Division and try to get on those leaderboards as well, both FC Pro and Elite. But anyways, straight again into the attacking tutorial over here. I'm gonna grab the ball with Frimpong again. Take my time. We find Nico Williams over here, right? Nice little pass. And by the way, speaking of passing, I will probably make a more in-depth video on passing, but I know I told you guys to use a lot of driven passes last year. This year, you want to just do the simple X passes. Again, you see, guys, I turn. I should have read the goalkeeper movement. But you see how I turn? As soon as I find space to turn, I turn around, R1 dribble. I'm telling you, you can outpace defenders so easily like that. But again, corner, right? Corners are kind of like broken, so we can kind of cheese the corner. Oh, he actually ends up defending it. Now I have to be very careful. Don't lose the ball on corners, guys, because then they're just going to play one through ball and you're cooked. So just be very careful. Do not drag a player out of position. Take your time, or else you will concede off your own corner. I promise you. As overpowered as corners are to score, you will also like concede a lot from them. It is kind of like a double-edged sword. Anyways, again, kind of recycle it. That's good defending from my opponent. You see here, I'm just going to relax. Win that ball. Come on. Unlucky. I'm going to track this run. And even tracking the run, I can't get to it, but it's all good. We're chilling. Almost turned this into a defending tutorial on that one. So when we win the ball here again from the corner, I know I'm going to have one striker. So we want to make sure that if I win this ball, which isn't too likely. Okay, we didn't win it in this situation, but if I win the ball in that situation, I want to look to my striker and I want to trigger the run with whoever passed the ball to my striker, preferably a forward, but you know, that's not always possible. Ooh, I got cooked. Oh, this guy's using the R1 as well. Nice try though. Luckily I was able to react. I'm gonna go ahead and trigger Frimpong. Gonna go here, give the ball to Bonmati, give it to Frimpong, who's on the triggered run. And I took too big of a touch there with Frimpong. I gotta be careful now I don't get countered. But guys, triggering runs is so overpowered this year, right? You know how I'm telling you that most people will hold the CDM on defense, stuff like that. I just triggered this run here. T doesn't like track it, and I probably should have finished that. Maybe I should have Travellaed. but he doesn't track it. Why? Because most people are concerned about what their CDM is doing, because if they know if they drag their center backs, they're going to get cooked. Obviously, you want to, and people will drag their center backs out of habit, but for the most part, you really want to make sure that you are not kind of just staying stale and hoping that your own players will make those runs, right? Press that L1, trigger those runs, make an L1 pass. It really helps a lot. And then when you get the ball to your striker, you're chilling, especially against those low block people who just hold the CDM the entire time, like these guys who just hold the CDM, and I'm just gonna run in between my center backs and pretend like my defenders don't actually exist, right? And there's gonna be a lot of those, especially when they figure out, hey, this is actually not that bad, right? So people that do that, right? He's holding a CDM, there we go, 1-through pass. Now look at the position I'm in. I can cut in, give it to Nico Williams, bang, low driven, that's a goal right there. And that came triggering a run with L1, aiming the left joystick at him. He's running down the line, and then from that, super simple, I'm able to cut inside, because otherwise I take it out the wing. He just didn't guess properly. And it's not that easy to jockey this year compared to previous years. So it's a lot easier to cut in. We cut in and we find that pass. Again, he drags a player out of position, low driven, although I got the kind of weird animation on that one. So poor on my part, could have gone a lot closer than that. I make mistakes, so I got to take my own advice and be a little bit more patient. Corner to Bonmati, cut in because it's so much easier. Low driven, finesse shot, R1, circle, double tap it, almost like you were doing a time finishing last year. I'm telling you guys, low driven is so good, even if you merge it with finesse. Bonmati doesn't even have great finesse, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, exactly. And on the weak foot. Anyways, let's go ahead and try and grab this ball again. Most important thing, when we grab the ball, give it to the cam, right? Can we find a pass to the midfielder? Now when we're in this position, we're past the two midfielders, which is the most important position. We can take our time. Wow, that guy got the best interception ever, but whatever. It is what it is. But again, you want to make it past those midfielders. That's the most important thing. Make it past the midfielders. Once you make it past those midfielders, there we go. Now I have all this space. We can trigger our run here with Shellen, right? Maybe not use it, but we can look at this. We just walk it. We just walk it. Play a 1-2. Weren't able to get the pass off, but our players are up the field, so we're able to do it. Play it here. Reset. Oh no, it was meant for Nico Williams, but it is what it is. Can't have every pass perfect, unfortunately. Ooh, that's mine. Come on. Bonmati. Unfortunately, we got the shortest player on the field over here, trying to win a header. There we go. We win the ball, right? Take our time, go wide, reset, play cam into the middle. There we go. We can trigger a run here with Shellen maybe. And I don't know why that went to Dembele, but maybe Shellen was offside, so it defaulted over there. So I'm kind of rushing it a little bit, so I'm going to want to kind of slow things down, kind of replicate what we were doing at the beginning, right? Just take our time, right? We're going to give it to Bonmati here, give it to Dembele. Take our time, take our time, take our time. Oh, wow, Dembele. That's a really poor pass from you, mate. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I feel like that should have been a goal. But anyways, same thing, right? Cam or striker, that's the ball. We want to get the ball to them. Get in that awkward position between the midfielders and the defenders so he has to pull players out. There we go. We're going to bring De Jong over. De Jong's over. Over to Nico Williams because he dragged his fullback out. We can reset. Maybe play it back. Give it to Bonmati. Fake that R1. Now R1 with Shellen. Ooh, he read that, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and reset it. Give it over here. Try to trigger a run. Take our time, take our time, take our time. We have the space. Low driven. He's moved his goalie on me like 4 times, but I'm not learning. I need to use my brain a little bit more. He's moved his goalie like every time, and I've fallen for it. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you just have those games where you can't read the goalkeeper movement, and sometimes you have the games where you literally read every single one. What I need to do if I keep getting cooked on the goalkeeper movement is I just got to take my time. I just need to take my time, especially when I have the time. Go ahead. Twist and turn. Especially you want to bait them to tackling, because if they tackle, they get stuck in an animation, and then you can R1 right past them. If you're playing in a division or somebody that still thinks it's FC25 and they can close their eyes like this and just press tackle, you can cook them. You just left stick, no dribbling, like secret cheat, nothing like that. You just use your left stick, and then you can R1 afterwards to get that kind of acceleration or little speed boost past the defender. Telling you, it's not too crazy. I'm not doing anything. I'm not even showing you guys player locks yet. We'll do another one, right? And this guy's over here messaging me, bro, you're not playing champs for 15 wins. Like, I'm not sweating. I'm not doing anything. I'm literally talking here and letting you guys know what's going on here. So I'm telling you, it's going to get messages. You're going to get messages. Why? Because people complain that they're not good at the game. And that's pretty much it. I don't know what he wants me to do. Does he want me to run a straight line? What does he want me to do? All I'm doing is left sticking. I'm not doing nothing crazy. I'm not even player locking. But apparently I'm playing for 15 wins over here. So I'm telling you, it's proof that it works. Gets messages. You can turn your messages off if it bothers you. I personally like to have them on because I usually have a good laugh at them. Second half, same thing. We're going to go for the same thing. Trying to find it to the cam. Maybe be a little bit more clinical this time as he's been moving his goalies and stuff. Charging coins in the big 25 is wild. I did not load up coins, but thanks. Anyways, we got a little bit of a salty guy. Go ahead. Oh, look, he's trying a little bit harder now, so I think I might have hurt his ego. Grab this. Oh, nice play. Ooh, unlucky. Should have low driven. You always want to low driven in the box. Shellin's going on a run. Play Shellin. We're going to send Dembele on a run. Play Dembele down the line. Cut back. Shellin to De Jong to Nico Williams. Back to Dembele. Tackled. R1 passed. Easy. Every time R1 passed. That tackle, it's not FC25, little bro. GG, rage quit, dunzo. And that's going to be it for the video, guys. I'm telling you, it's not too difficult. You just want to take your time and play slow. If you play quickly in this game, I'm telling you, you're going to get cooked. Not only on offense, but on defense as well. If you haven't checked out our defending tutorial, make sure to check that out as well so you know how to defend and apply this into your attacking principles and attacking plays. By the way, as well, one little rule that I usually have: if you struggle on defense with something, your opponent probably does too. So if you hate someone playing down the line against you, if you hate somebody through balling against you, they probably struggle with that too. So do it back to them. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.